with it.
How are we doing, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Gettin Jiggly with it. I'm your host, Big Willie Style, and today we're going to open some of the new product that just came out today, which is the Battle League boxes. These are two new decks, one featuring, as you can see down here, Reshiram and Charizard. The other is Pikachu and Zekrom. So we've discussed decks and deck building in the past, and there's different levels, right? There's those trainer kits that I opened up in a previous video. There are the theme decks, which are kind of your next step. The decks are, at least the newer theme decks, are built very well in terms of working efficiently. And luckily I'm talking and the camera wants to do its camera thing. Don't know why it does that. There we go, we're back. But the next step up that they started coming out with were the arena decks. And I did, again, open a set of those and played those. There was the Rayquaza and Ultra Necrozma decks. This is really that next evolution on top of those Battle Arena decks, and that is these Battle League decks. So what these decks are is they are what Pokemon Company is considering a league-ready play deck, right? So this one here, of course, is the Charizard deck with Reshiram. It has a list of the cards that we're going to go through, and then it basically says join the big leagues. So they are really promoting this as a way for new players to get into the TCG Online, or not even the TCG Online. I mean, we'll be able to because we're going to get the code card, of course, but in the TCG leagues. And it's one of my gripes with most of these sorts of games is it's not about necessarily how good of a player you are when you first come in. Skill is involved, luck is really involved, but money is involved. And a lot of these cards are outside of somebody's reach, right? Because if I needed 2 or 3 or 4 of these staple cards, I could be looking at hundreds of dollars. So I like that they come out with these packs. You guys let me know down in the comments what you think of these packs, whether you think giving people away these cards is a good thing or a bad thing. I know it does make the value come down, but everybody's got their opinion. So this one here, it says Flames Dance, Fire Leap at your command, and you have Reshiram, Charizard, and Braixen on your side. This fast-burning Battle League deck is loaded with power cards and major Pokemon. All the better to step your game into the big time in this complete deck. You'll find 3 Pokémon-GX and a full set of supporting accessories to play with fire the way it should be played. Blazingly fast and extra hot. So we do get a deck with 3 GXs, as it said. You get a deck box, you get your condition markers and your GX markers. You get a set of die, a competition legal coin, a quick guide, some rule books, or the new rule books they've been putting in. If you saw my ETB opening, we did see those rule books. And then the code card for the TCG Online. The second deck that we'll be going over is the Zekrom and Pikachu, or Pikarom as they call it. The other one is, of course, Reshizard. So here is a list of the cards that come in here. So lightning leaps and thunder crashes when you have Pikachu, Zekrom, and Raichu on your side. This fully charged lead deck is loaded with power cards and major Pokemon, all the better to step your game into the big time. In this complete deck, you'll find pretty much the same thing. It was pretty much all the same. I didn't even read all that, but you get Lightning Blitz the way it should be played, stunning fast and extra effective. So we get the one deck with the 3 GX, pretty much all the same items, and we'll see if the dice are any different. I think from the picture I saw, they look roughly the same. So let's go ahead and get into this first deck. So now these were your options on the Twitter poll. So for those that are not aware, of course, we do our Twitter poll on Fridays for Stress-Free Friday. You guys decide what I'm going to do. I didn't give you guys much of a choice today because I bought these and I'm like, we're gonna open them, right? We're gonna show everybody what these are, and then of course we will do our normal gameplay through TCG Online, and then Sunday me and Audrey will actually play these in real life against each other. So the first thing you get is your little advertisement. So it is showing you the deck, and then it explains with the Reshiram Charizard, it kind of says how to play the game. So I mean, if you want, we're going to go over the cards, but if you want, you can stop the video, pause, read all of that of how to play these cards. I think a lot of people are familiar with these decks. And then of course the back is the Pikachu Zekrom. Same thing, if you want to see how these cards are meant to be played, as long as you don't have too much glare there, you can pause the video, check that out. So I like these. I like when they put these in, kind of tell you how to play the deck. It's very helpful. You do get that new card game rule set, and this is something that Pokemon Company is really pushing this year, are the playability of the game. I know there are a lot of people that watch the channel just for the card openings, and I know there's another set of people we've got that come to watch for the actual gameplay. So I think they're really stepping up their game this year to try to get more people into playing the card game. And I'm all for that. That's honestly the reason I do what I do. A lot of PokeTubers are starting to collaborate and do more. And I'm like, what do I do? I'm kind of this extra wild card, right? Because I do so much when it comes to Pokemon. And they're like, everybody do your own thing, right? So you do get this here. Reshiram boy, how you doing? Over there on the YouTube, checking out if you're still on top. And there we go. So I didn't open up the trash can again. So it looks like you get the older condition counters. So these are the older GX. So these are the same things you would get in an older Elite Trainer box. You do get those markers. You do get a set of dice. Now, I thought the dice looked the same, but it looks like they're different. I thought they were the gold and gray or gold and blue color, but they're actually a lot different. I like these dice. So you do get your single die, and now I'm disappointed. See, I was all excited for the dice, and now let's play rock, paper, scissors. Only with Dan the Roshan Man. So I'm kind of disappointed. They could have put like a symbol here, like a flame, and that would have been so awesome. But it is the colors of Charizard and Reshiram. And then we do have the newer die, so that's nice. They did give us the new die that go all the way up to 180. So I like that. And then here are our promo cards. So one thing about these cards, these are different cards than you would normally get in the packs, right? So same thing when I opened up the Battle Arena decks, and again, those videos are all over YouTube. They're different. These are reprint cards. They are not the original cards. They're a lot shinier. I saw another person who did a side-by-side comparison. They're a lot shinier and they're a lot smoother. But you do get 2 of the Reshizards and 1 of the Charizard Braxton. So I actually have one of these cards because I got it from the box that came with that. So Reshiram Charizard, Outrage, 30 plus. This attack does 10 more damage for each counter on this Pokemon, so the more you're damaged, the more damage you're going to do. Flare Strike costs 4 energy, 230. This Pokemon can't use it next turn. Normal, you're going to have some type of limitation. Double Blaze GX, 3 plus, 200 plus. This Pokemon has at least 3 extra energy, so 6 total. Then you can does 100 more damage, and it isn't affected by their your opponent's active Pokemon. What am I saying? This attack's damage isn't affected by any effects. So if they have anything blocking or whatnot, it does not stop that. We do have 3 retreat, 270 HP, not bad. And then the other GX you get is the Charizard Braxton, or Braxton. You say tomato, I say tomato. Same thing, 270. Brilliant Flame does 100 or 180 for 4 energy, so still kind of costly, but it does allow you to search your deck for up to 3 cards, put them into your hand, so it's a free draw each time. Crimson Flame Pillar GX, attach 5 basic energy cards from your discard pile to your Pokemon. You have your energy acceleration doing that. And then if this Pokemon has at least 1 extra energy attached to it, so if you have 2 energy, in addition to the your opponent's active Pokemon is now burned. So there we go. Those are the 3 promos we get here. Or I don't want to say promos. They do have the same numbering. They do have that, but they're really promos in my opinion. So you do get a deck box. So this is the same style of box that we saw with the Battle Arena decks. Now this feels a little bit thicker, and there might be a little bit of room, but I still know that this is not going to fit. Yeah, see, there's a little bit of room here. But I can tell you this is still not going to fit a full deck with sleeves. Pokemon Company, if you're going to give somebody, whether it's a kid or an adult or whatever, a deck and a deck box, please make it big enough to fit sleeves. So that's what we have to find out. Pseudo promos. Yeah, Mutant Mr. Ride's got it. Pseudo promos. When we get, what I was saying is what we're going to find out is when those new trainer kits come out, how big those boxes are, because that's going to come with sleeves as well. So the next Pokemon we get is Volcanion 120, Flare Starter. Search your deck for Fire Energy, attach it to one of your Pokemon. If you go second and it's your first turn, you can put up to 3 energy cards and attach them any way you like. So Energy Acceleration, and that's the name of a fire deck, is Energy Acceleration. We're going to see that on most of these cards. High Heat Blast, 50 plus. If you have at least 4 energies in play, it does 60 more damage. So if you've done this on your first turn, you're already getting an additional 60 damage for 2 energy. Now, same thing, these cards are very slick. And now this is the holographic. I'll see if the non-holos, but they are slick. And they might have done that because there's no sleeves. Like maybe they made them slick so that they shuffle easier. But I don't know. It's kind of weird to me. A lot of times we know that when you feel slick feel, you know that there's those fake cards. No, these are real cards. Hey JJ Collectibles over there on the YouTube. So we do get a Cynthia and Caitlin. It is put a supporter card from your discard pile into your hand. You can't choose, of course, Cynthia or Caitlin. When you play this card, if we discard, then we get to draw 3 cards. We get 2 of those. Malo and Lana, and I love Malo and Lana. I've got it in a couple of my decks I build for challenges. It's switch your Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. If you discard 2 cards, you can also heal for 120. So we have 2 of those. Quick Ball basically allows you to play if you discard another card and you can pick a basic. Switch, well, you can switch. Professor's Research, so you can tell these do have some newer cards. These decks were built with the rotation in mind. So of course we are going to go through a rotation in August. These have all legal cards in August, right? We have Professor's Research, discard 7, or draw 7. Pokemon Catcher, I do not have good luck with this card, but flip a coin, you can switch their active Pokemon. Quick Ball, Pokegear, you can look at your top 7 and allows you to pull the supporter. Another Professor. Vitality Band, the attacks of this Pokemon do 10 more damage to their active. Another Pokegear, and I think all these are going to be the same. So there's a Pokegear, Quick Ball, and as you can see, there are a lot of trainer cards. Unlike a normal theme deck or some of your learning decks, everything is trainer based. It's you want to get your cards as quickly as possible to accelerate. But it's almost, I think, 4 of each one of these trainer cards. So Giant Hearth, once during each player's turn, they may discard discard from their hand. If they do, they can search your deck for up to 2 fire energy, reveal them, and put them in their hand. We have another Volcanion. He is not a holographic. The other one was a holographic. So I didn't realize that. So you did get a special holographic, and it's that, oh, I see what they did. This is why it feels a little bit slippery. The holographic goes all the way through the card. I don't know if they've ever done that before. You guys let me know in the comments if you've ever seen them do that with a card where the holo is the whole card. That's actually something kind of nice. So there is our Volcanion. We do get a reset stamp. Let's go over what the reset stamp does. Reset stamp, basically your opponent has to shuffle their hand into their deck and then draws a card for each of the remaining prize cards. So if they're getting ahead, you throw this down, they can only draw 3 cards, 2 cards, whatever they have. Fire Energy. Green's Exploration. So you can play this card if you have no Pokemon with abilities. Search for 2 trainer cards, reveal them, and put them into your hand. So if you notice, none of our Pokemon have abilities. Fire Crystal. Put 3 energies from your discard to your hand, so that gets us our energy back. Another energy. Welder, must have for all fire decks. Attach 2 fire energy from your hand to your Pokemon, draw 3 cards. Great Potion, heal 50 damage from your active GX, that's nice. And then energia, más energia, green, tag call. So search your deck for up to 2 tag teams. And now this is nice because it allows you to search for either your Charizard Reshiram, your Braxton, or a tag team supporter card. So very nice card. Another Giant Hearth, another Volcanion. Moss, Reset Stamp, Welder, Energy, another Volcanion. So there's 4, it looks like a 4 Volcanion line. But here's something new, Energy Spinner. Search your deck for a basic energy card, reveal it and put it in your hand. If you go second and it's your first turn, search for 3 basic energy cards instead of 1. So this is one of those things that's kind of weird because they keep changing the rules to prevent people from doing turn 1 knockouts, but they still have cards that allow the person who goes second to get a turn 1 knockout. Like, all the benefit goes to the second player. So I really don't see what the Pokemon Company is trying to do with changing the turn 1 first player rules. But this is another example. And if you look at the new sets that will be coming out for Darkness Ablaze, there's a lot of cards in there that benefit going second and getting a first turn knockout. So here we go, green, a Welder, and an energia. So that is this entire deck. So we will go ahead and get into the Pikachu deck next. I figured I'd drink a Dr. Pepper. And I don't know why, but every little thing I do now is making my microphone pick up that sound. I just noticed it in the last couple videos. It's weird. So let's get into the second deck here. So, and like I mentioned, if you're watching live, of course, we will take a quick break while I switch the camera over. If you're watching on YouTube, the first impressions gameplay will be a separate video. All right, come on. And I got to try to open these nice and careful so I don't make things go flying on the floor, because we know Bella will go after them. Like that. Like that. No harm, no foul. Luckily, these are reprints and something for value. So something for those of you that are looking at value. I noticed that, of course, yes, the value did go down, for example, on that Mega Charizard when he came out in the Battle Arena deck. However, when people are listing these cards, they don't really list where they came from. And it always shocks me that these cards, for example, are second printing cards. However, there's no differentiation between them when it comes to somebody collecting. But as we've mentioned, with a lot of promo style cards that come in boxes, these are a different holo pattern. So to really get 100% collection, you have to get both. Yet the value doesn't seem to reflect one being more rare than the other once they do these reprints. Same thing with the Hidden Fate sets that are coming out right now. There's differences in those card printing. There's different textures. You can definitely tell they're a different card. Yet the value doesn't seem to change if you pull, for example, the Shiny Charizard. I digress, guys. We are here to open up these decks and go through them. So the first one we get is our Pikachu Zekrom 240, so not as beefy as our Charizard deck. Full Blitz, 150, search your deck for up to 3 Lightning Energy, attach them to one of your Pokemon, so it does have Energy Acceleration for 3 energy. Tag Bolt, 200, 3+, this Pokemon has at least 3 extra, so 6 total. In addition, it does 170 damage to one of your opponent's benched Pokemon. So you can do 200 to the active, plus another 170 to the bench. That is very strong. Then we have our Choo Choo Train here, and I've played the Raichu before. I've actually got a deck with the Raichu in it. It's just a mishmash deck that I was making before I got my Nuzzle deck up and running. So 260, still not as beefy as the Charizard. Tandem Shock, 80+. If this Pokemon was on the bench and then you made it your active, then you get to do an additional 80 damage and you paralyze their Pokemon. So very good to be able to switch back and forth with this card. Lightning Ride, 150 plus, switch this Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon if it has at least 2 extra, so 5 total. In addition, the attack does 100 more damage. So you basically can do a hit and run, 250, run back, and then when you bring it back the next turn, you're doing 160 again. So real nice move there. Those are those three. I forgot to show you guys the dice, but here are the dice. No really reason to pull them out. Again, could have had a lightning bolt there. Pokemon, you missed. Should have had a lightning bolt there, guys, but it didn't. So same thing, the deck box is kind of big, it kind of wobbles. I wish I would have grabbed, I didn't grab any of my old decks, the Battle Arena or the theme decks, to show the difference because I didn't know there was a difference. But yeah, you can definitely tell, even with that extra room, you're not putting sleeves on these. You're not going to get a sleeve deck in there. Come on, Pokemon Company, step up your game. All right, so this was the card that I saw in a tweet on Twitter, and that's when I realized these were shinier cards. So if you look, there's my light above me. Like, it is so shiny. But the same thing, let's see here, did they? Yes. So the same thing, if you can tell, there is the full hollow pattern. So the hollow pattern is actually down into this part as well. So that is different than your normal card. So 130 HP, Dance of the Ancients once during your turn. If this Pokemon is on your bench, you may choose 2 of your bench Pokemon, attach a electric energy from your discard to each of them, and then of course go to the Lost Zone, and then Mach Bolt 120 for 3 energy. You really have the Tapu Koko in there for the energy draw, and that's why most people have it in their deck. Follow and Lana, we went over that last time. That is the one that allows you to switch and heal. Pokegear to draw your supporters. Professor's Research for a draw 7. You do get an Ordinary Rod. This is again from Sword and Shield. You can choose one or both. Shuffle up to 2 Pokemon from your discard to your deck, or shuffle 2 energy from your discard to your deck. Your Quick Ball to be able to pull out your Pokemon. Switch, Vitality Band, another Professor. Energy Switch allows you to move energy from one Pokemon to another. So for example, use your Tapu Koko, get your energy on your Pokemon, then use your Switch to then get it onto your tag teams. You do get a Marnie. I didn't know, I forgot what all was in this. I saw this when they announced what was in it and I forgot. So you do get a Marnie. I love Marnie. It allows each player to draw a new hand, 5 for you, 4 for your opponent. Another Pokegear, Switch, Ordinary Rod, Air Balloon. So very important because our Choo Choo Train only has 2 retreat costs. This reduces it by 2. This gives you your Alolan Raichu and regular Raichu free retreat. Another Switch, Marnie, Energy Switch, Pokegear. Rotom Bike, you get to draw until you have 6 cards in your hand, and this is the Sword and Shield version. Research, another Switch, Quick Ball, Vitality Band. You do get Reset Stamp in this one. It's almost a staple in every deck. It's the comeback card. And now here, Electromagnetic Radar allows you to play if you discard 2 cards and allows you to search for any combination of Lightning GX or Lightning EX, reveal them and put them in your hand. Basically, discard 2 cards and immediately be able to get your tag teams out. Really nice. Pokemon Communication, same thing, allows you to discard a card or another Pokemon and pull any Pokemon that you want. Jirachi, this is where people were very upset about this, is this deck comes with 4 Jirachis. I get Jirachi lets you pull your supporters, but sometimes I feel like there could be other cards that you could put in the deck versus 4 Jirachis, but we'll find out when we play these tonight. Hey, Subspark, how you doing over there on the YouTube? We're just going through the decks and we will be playing them in a little bit. Tag Switch allows you to switch 2 energy from one tag team to another. Again, very helpful. Your tag team is about to get knocked out. Energy Switch back on to your next tag team that you're going to bring out. Energy, Electromagnetic, another energy, Communication, Energia, another Energia. So Erica's Hospitality, you can only play this if you have 4 or fewer, and draw a card for each of your opponent's Pokemon in play. That means up to 6, basically. Reset Stamp, another energy. You do get a Hoopa, and this is where learning that cards that are not the energy type can still come in handy in your deck. This, of course, was Darkness. The Jirachi was a Metal Steel, but that's because all of the abilities are colorless. So, Evil Domination, 10 plus. This attack does 10 more damage for each of your opponent's Pokemon that has an ability. Mind Shock, 80. This attack isn't affected by weakness or resistance, so it is a straight 80. Good way to get out there if you're playing into weakness with your lightning types. Another Jirachi. Like I said, you get 4 of those. You do get an APOM, and this is an actual promo. So this is a promo, Sun and Moon number 244 promo. It's a special card in this deck. Yank out, discard cards from your opponent's hand until they have 5 cards. Tail Smash, 30, flip a coin, does nothing. So this is really kind of a first hand type player, because you can basically interrupt their game by limiting the amount of cards they have. We have Electros, 150, Electric Swap. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon is in your hand and you have at least 4 energy cards in play, you can play this Pokemon onto your bench. If you do, move any number of energy from your other Pokemon to this Pokemon. Alright, so hover over 130, defending Pokemon can't retreat. You're not really moving the 4 energy for him, you're moving the 4 energy so then you can use those energy switch to move them around as need be. Another energy, Pokemon Communication, Jirachi, Stay. Another energy, Erica. I don't think we're going to have anything new. Tag Switch, energy. Oh, we do have something new. We have the Zapdos in here. So Zapdos is Thunder Assault 10 plus. If this Pokemon was on the bench when it became your active, it does 70 more damage. So basically a 1 energy, 80 damage. A good way that if you take a knockout and you're not ready to go again, swap out for your Zapdos and at least get 80 off on a hit. And then your final Jirachi. So there we go, guys. So let me know in the comments what you guys think of this deck. I do have that comment on the YouTube already, so you can go over in YouTube if you're watching live, leave some comments. Let me know which of these 2 decks you think is your favorite. If you have to go out and buy a deck, which one would be your favorite? We will, in a minute, switch over so I can redeem the codes and we can play some TCG Online gameplay. So until then, guys,